Hello and welcome back to Bachman Classic Movies. Tonight it is our pleasure to present for your consideration Werner Herzog's shot-for-shot remake of the Important Videos playlist. Please, enjoy.
Yee. Dooba-dooba-dooba-boo.
My name is Jake Svensson, and I'm always the new kid. My family moves around a lot due to my dad being a serial killer, so I have been the new kid 12 times at 12 different schools in the last 4 weeks. Today is my first day of school at Eisenstein High, and I can't wait to see what new adventures await me. Hopefully ones with hot chicks!
Hello and welcome back to the late evening program. Tonight we have a very funny show for you tonight, so let's just get started with it. Donald Trump.
Hi, my name is Derek Derrickson for Really Real Reality Television. Today, we have an extra special challenge we're going to be presenting for you today. We're going to see how long a human being, in this case me, can live inside of that cardboard box. This is Really Real Reality Television, and it's time to see how long the average human can survive in a cardboard box. Alright folks, I have my cardboard box. I'm ready. Let's see how long a human being can last inside this cardboard box.
Greetings and salutations, O wise ones, and welcome back to Chilla Reader's Theater. Today we are reading one of the most horrifying tales ever devised by the pen of a mere mortal. Today we read Once Upon a Prom Part 1, Dream. Shall we begin? Now this is the mother of all prom dresses, 17-year-old Jordan Taylor declared in the Nordstrom dressing salon at the mall. She swept aside the pink velvet curtain of her changing stall and emerged wearing a hideously Carmen-esque red satin cocktail number, complete with flouncing purple petticoat and matching fake flowers for the hair. Swinging her skirts, she sashayed across the carpet, giving her best friends, Nisha Kubani, the full effect of the outfit. Nisha laughed at Jordan's get-up from atop a square pedestal in the main area of the dressing room. If we were having an ugliest dress contest, you'd so be the winner right now, she said. I know, Jordan giggled, catching her gaudy image in the wall of mirrors. It's so awful. I couldn't resist trying it on. She wasn't sure if it was the excitement over prom season, or because she just led Emerson High cheerleading squad to victory at nationals, but Jordan was feeling giddy. She piled her shoulder-length hair atop of her head and stuck her tongue out at herself. Hey guys, it's time to get those muscles into shape. Don't you want muscles like these? Rock hard biceps, guaranteed. Ow! I just broke my hand on my bicep. That's how hard they are. So let's get going. Hello, and welcome back to the 616 News. I'm your anchor, Our top story once again this evening, the nuclear crisis in North Korea as Kim Jong and Donald Trump face off over the crisis growing there. Joining me now to discuss the issue is political pundit Alfred Alfonso. Alfred, always a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Scott. It's always a pleasure, of course, to be here with you discussing the political ramifications going on in our time right now.
So Alfred, what do you make of this situation currently going on in the world right now?
Well, I think right now we're playing a very sort of false blame game. Essentially, we're blaming both Donald Trump and Kim Jong for the current situation. We're, of course, playing the blame game, blame the conservative fellow for what's going on right now, when really this is an entirely false dichotomy, because the person we need to be blaming for the current situation in North Korea, with them having their nuclear arms, which they will undoubtedly fire at the United States any day now to destroy us all, which, given the state the country is in, I think couldn't come soon enough, honestly. Given that state, we need to look back at whose fault it was. Not Donald Trump's, not Kim Jong's, not Vladimir Putin's, not Theresa May, not even Reagan or Margaret Thatcher. It's none of these people. It is in fact a Democrat, a highly liberal Democrat who is to blame in this situation. Harry Truman. Harry Truman, of course, had the chance to nuke North Korea off the face of the earth over 50 years ago, back before North Korea had any nuclear capabilities whatsoever. If he had allowed General Douglas MacArthur to simply nuke North Korea, followed by, of course, a nuclear bombardment of China, then I think we wouldn't have had any of these problems today. In fact, if he had just allowed MacArthur to then go ahead, bomb North Korea, perhaps even South Korea at the same time, China, Russia, all of Africa, most of Eastern Europe, a good chunk of Western Europe, all of Asia, South America even, then I think we would be looking at a much better world today. I think we would be looking at a world where we had nothing to fear for nuclear annihilation. But because of this liberal Democrat, Harry Truman's policies regarding nuclear arms and his inability to actually deal with the crisis at hand, we find ourselves in a very deadly situation today.
So you're saying it's a mistake to be blaming living leaders. We should instead be blaming the dead leaders of the free world for what is going on.
Absolutely. We have to keep this in mind. We can't keep blaming the conservative as we so often want to do. We have to blame the people who deserve the blame, which are the liberal, left-wing, communistic Democrats, such as Harry Truman.
Well, Alfred, it's always a pleasure.
Likewise.
Coming up, more on the crisis in North Korea when we return.
Oh girl, let me give you a kiss. That is good. Mwah. Now wait. Right now, I'm washing my shirt on my washboard abs. Let's see how it turned out. Looks clean to me. Why is it that all the celebrity guys that have a name starting with K are either gross or totally old or something?
Tara pondered aloud during lunch the next afternoon.
Huh?
Nisa stared at Tara from across the table, a perplexed expression on her face, and a spoonful of strawberry yogurt halfway to her mouth.
What does that have to do with anything?
Jordan asked from beside Nisha, flipping through one of Nisha's prom magazines and looking adorable in her white and purple cheerleading uniform.
Then in history class, I saw him. Steve.
That was some good weed right there. Steve, what are you doing with that joint? Give that to me. You bring this into my classroom and don't even offer to share it? That is disrespect, Steve.
Let's see what you got.
This is awful, Steve. You should be ashamed of yourself. get thee to the principal's office at once, and take this frickin' joint with you, and show him just how terrible this stash you're bringing into my classroom is. If you don't start getting some better stuff than this, you're out of here, Steve. Take that. All right.
It was at that moment I knew Steve and I were destined to become best friends.
Are you having trouble taking care of your child? Hello, my name is Eugene, and for one easy payment of $19.95, I'll take care of the little creep for you.
Wow. Met Nate by the lunchroom doors as usual, and he walked her to her next class.
Are we going to Antonio's after practice today?
Nate asked when they reached her classroom. It's always wings or pizza. Pizza or wings, Jordan thought. She had a better idea.
Look at this graph!
And that's how Steve died in a shootout.
Well, it is a right pleasure to be here with all y'all tonight at the Southern Reformed Reformers Reformed Convention down here. Now, before we begin this evening, I want to make one thing perfectly, clearly, and undeniably understandable to all y'all out in the audience tonight, and you fellas at home as well. And it is simply this. The Pope is the Antichrist. What are you doing on computer? Go outside, so beautiful. Yeah. In other entertainment news this evening, the red carpet in Milan was really lit up when Shia LaBeouf walked down it with a can of gasoline and set the whole thing ablaze. I guess that just shows sometimes you really do have to run for your life from Shia LaBeouf. We'll be back in a moment. Alcohol, liquor, booze.
She opened the door to find CDs, papers, soda cans, and books on the passenger seat, strewn about the entire vehicle.
Where am I supposed to sit?
Tara asked. Oh, sorry. Victor pushed the pile onto the back seat. Don't worry about the stuff on the floor, he said. Just step into it. Gingerly climbing inside, Tara was immediately struck by an unpleasant scent that she could only imagine was fermenting sour cream. Since she'd never had the pleasure of actually smelling fermented sour cream. Have you had the pleasure of smelling fermented sour cream, Rita?
Hello and welcome back to Haunting Nature. Today we're pursuing the wily platypus, one of the most notoriously deadly and clever creatures to ever walk this planet. Wait a minute, what's that? Oh, there he is. There's the wily platypus, just sitting there, waiting for me to capture him. Now we've got to be extremely careful here. The platypus is notoriously wily. If we make one wrong move here, it could be all over for us, and the hunt could be over for me forever. So we've got to exercise the maximum bit of caution here. Steady, steady, and got it. What the? Stuffed. It's a decoy. Oh, that wily platypus has fooled me again. for the last time. And that's our show for you this evening. Thank you and good night.
After that first day, I couldn't wait to see what surprises high school had in store for me next, especially if they were hot chicks!
Mountain Dew may make you say Yahoo, but it does not give you finely toned muscles like these. So don't do the do. Punch the do. It just came back to me, so I got to punch it again. Yeah! This guy moaned at least this loud. Oh! Are you kidding me? That's it? That's what you have to say? She asked. You know, I would have gotten the hint if you just stopped calling, and it would have been much less dramatic. Shane shook his head. No, you don't get it. I can't just be friends with you, he said. I like you too much. I can't stop thinking about Chicago and you and Jordan. His voice trailed off and he took her hand into his. Jordan glanced away, trying to control the pounding of her heart, the excitement she was feeling over this boy who was only inches away from her. Shane liked her, and she liked it. Oh, I'll bet you do. It's not right. I have to leave. I shouldn't have come out here at all, her head kept saying. But when Shane leaned in to kiss her, Jordan didn't pull away. She couldn't. And even with Nate inside her house, even though she knew what she was about to do was totally wrong, she couldn't help but kiss him back. And that is Once Upon a Prom Part 1 Dream. Join me next time where the terror continues. Good night. Pleasant dreams.